Bueno, ciclista, ahora mismo llegamos de hacer nuestra ruta en bici de montaña y me acabo de dar cuenta que ya es hora de cambiar el líquido de frenos hidráulicos de la bicicleta. En este vídeo te voy a enseñar de una forma muy fácil y clara cómo hacer este cambio para el líquido de frenos hidráulico.
To begin the bleeding process, first remove the wheel and the brake pads. Set them aside to ensure no fluid touches the pads or rotors. Then, insert a bleed block and hold it in place with the pad axle, a zip tie, or a rubber band. Now it's time to prepare the syringes. Start by attaching the universal adapters to the syringes. Next, identify whether your brakes will require the use of an additional adapter at either the brake lever or the caliper. Then screw it onto the universal adapter. Now that the adapters are in place, take the syringe for the lever and fill it 1/4 full with brake fluid. Hold the syringe upright and pull down on the plunger. Then cover the nozzle with a rag. Carefully push the plunger up to force out the air. Next, use the clamp to close the system. Now take the syringe for the caliper and fill it 3/4 full. Again, cover the nozzle with a rag. Carefully push the air out. Then close the clamp. Next, remove the bleed port screw from the brake lever and screw in the lever side syringe until snug. Then remove the bleed port screw from the brake caliper and attach the caliper side syringe. Note that on some brake systems, the syringe will not screw in, and instead the adapter fits directly into the bleed port. Others will have a bleed nipple on the caliper, where you'll need to open the port with a wrench. SRAM's bleeding edge brakes require that the fitting be pressed into the bleed port until it clicks, then turned counterclockwise 1 rotation. Make sure to spray with brake cleaner or water and wipe away any fluid that leaks out. Once both bleed fittings are firmly in place, unclip the syringes to open the system. Use the caliper side syringe to push new fluid into the system. If this is a new hose, you will see bubbles entering the lever side syringe. If it's a used brake, you may see dirty fluid coming out. Keep pushing from the caliper until you only see clean fluid. Then close the clip, remove the syringe, and dispose of the dirty fluid properly. Once the dirty fluid has been removed, refill the syringe with new fluid and reattach it to the brakes to continue bleeding. Keep cycling the fluid from lever to caliper and back until you no longer see bubbles coming out on either end. Now, close the clamp on the lever side syringe. Squeeze the brake lever, then gently pull on the caliper side syringe to create negative pressure and remove any air remaining in the caliper. Next, push on the caliper syringe until the lever returns to its fully extended position. For brakes that use a bleed nipple, close the nipple and squeeze the lever. Then quickly open and close the nipple to remove any remaining air. Close the clamp on the caliper side syringe, remove the syringe from the bleed port, and quickly replace the plug. Spray the caliper with brake cleaner or water, and wipe away any fluid that leaks out. Now, open the clamp on the lever side syringe. Gently pull up on the syringe to create negative pressure and remove any remaining air bubbles. Then push on the syringe to repressurize the system. Repeat this cycle until no more bubbles are coming out of the lever. It can help to tilt the lever up and down during this process. Push on the syringe once more to add light pressure to the system. Then remove the syringe and replace the bleed port screw. Clean the fluid off the lever with water or brake cleaner and a clean towel. Take off your gloves to make sure no fluid gets on the pads or rotor, then replace the pads and install the wheel back onto the bike. Squeeze the lever. The first pull may go all the way to the handlebar as the pistons move into place. After 2 or 3 pulls, it should return to normal.
Bueno, espero que te haya gustado el vídeo. Si es así, dale me gusta, puedes comentar lo que quieras para mejorar el canal y no olvides de seguirme.